Hi, I'm Firas, and welcome back to BrandBucket Academy. In this episode, we sit down with Margot Bushnaq, founder and CEO of BrandBucket, to explore the critical first step in building a business ideation. You'll learn how to identify real problems worth solving, turn frustrations into business ideas, and approach creativity with the right mindset. Whether you're just starting or refining an existing idea, this session will help you think bigger and build smarter. Let's jump in. Welcome back to the BrandBucket podcast. I guess that is the official name now.
Working title?
Working title. I'm Firas, and we're here with Margot, the founder and original brain trust behind BrandBucket. So today we're going to be covering the business ideation topic, and we have many questions to cover. So let's get at it.
Okay.
All right. Framing the concept. How would you describe business ideation in your own words?
It's coming up with the core root problem that you're trying to solve for the business that you're creating. But at the same time, I always recommend that you look forward 5 years and 10 years into the future so that you're not solving a problem for right now. You're solving any potential future pivot point or any, as markets evolve, as you evolve, as your customers evolve, you're solving to that problem as well.
That's great. Why is ideation such a critical step for anyone starting a business?
If you don't sit down to really think about what you're building and what problem you're trying to solve, you don't focus your efforts towards that one thing. If you focus on your competition, if you focus on one feature of your business, you are going to miss out not only on, misnaming yourself, because we're a company that talks about naming, and you don't want your name to misalign with your product, but you also are going to waste time. If you don't really sit and meditate and think about what your business can become, if you think about if something comes to you 3 months down the line, you may have wasted 3 months going in the wrong direction.
Yeah. So, in your own words, what separates a good idea from a business-worthy idea?
It's if you can convince your customers that it's also a good idea. You may have a fantastic idea, but if you can't communicate why it's a fantastic idea or what problem it solves, nobody's ever going to pay you money to solve their problem.
Yeah. And why do you think solving real problems should be at the center of ideation?
Well, I argue that maybe not all businesses need to solve real problems. When Twitter was invented, people didn't have a problem communicating. People didn't have a problem being too lengthy. They didn't need to be limited to 140 characters. There is room for creativity and looking at problems a different way. You're not necessarily maybe not solving a problem, you're just taking a different approach to a problem. And if maybe it's not the perfect solution, maybe it's the most fun solution, maybe it's the one that brings the most joy or sparks the most creativity from people that really resonates with your customers.
Yeah. Very cool. In your experience, where do the best ideas usually come from?
Friends. It's when you complain to your friends about something. Like when you can actually, everyone has frustrations in their life about problems they run into, but until you can actually verbalize it and have it reflected back at you, and to get someone to agree or at least understand what you're trying to communicate, at that point, at that very moment, you have articulated something and had your first customer, which is your friend, articulate it back to you, and you know that it is an agreed upon human problem that maybe needs solving.
Yeah. Can you give an example of unexpected places someone might discover a business idea? Places or scenarios or...
Well, my favorite one, and this is just off the cuff, my favorite one is browsing BrandBucket, our marketplace. If you actually make a game out of it, and if you look at a name and try to say, what kind of business would I put behind that name? Sometimes the most random and silly but creative businesses come about. You can look at something called, I don't know, Fickle Frenzy, and what do those two words mean to you? Like what feeling do they invoke? Is it a game? Is it dating? Is it something? And maybe just the creativity that would spark behind some word like that.
Yeah.
Could come up with a new business idea.
Yeah. How can someone turn their personal frustrations or skills into a starting point for a business?
That's hard. You have to, not everyone can build a business on their own. Everyone has skills. Some people are marketing people, some people are development people, some people are interface people. You have to know what you're good at so you don't waste time on what you're not good at, and you know how you need to hire for roles that you're not good at.
Yeah. What kind of mindset should an aspiring entrepreneur have when approaching ideation?
Creativity all the way. It's the easiest business to create is not reinventing the wheel. It's making the wheel more fun, or making the wheel roll a little bit better, or making the wheel more flashy.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at the businesses that have maybe been around a long time, but have lost their joy, and go and figure out how you would do it better. If I were Google, I would do this. If I were Apple, well, it's hard to improve on Apple. I don't know. They're pretty good. But if I were Yahoo, so, something that used to be huge that is struggling right now. If I were Yahoo, I would do this.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who feels stuck or thinks they don't have any good ideas?
Ideas are hard to come by. Most people don't have any good ideas for a long time. I think it's just being able to recognize when you do have one. So keeping a journal of every single possible idea that you have, so that when you go back through them, maybe at the time you didn't recognize it was a good idea, but in a different time and through different lenses, you look back and you say, you know what? That was very, very interesting. Maybe I can expound upon that and turn it into something.
How important is it to test and evolve an idea versus waiting for the perfect one?
Very important. That's part of the lean methodology, is not spending all of your resources before you can get feedback from customers. So the most simple version of your product, even if it's just a prototype or a picture of an interface with something behind it, the faster you can get it in front of an audience, put it on Reddit, put it on Instagram, put it in front of your friends. But the sooner you can actually get feedback, the quicker you can iterate and develop the next feature that you then go put in front of an audience again.
So, what's one piece of advice you would give to someone just beginning the business ideation process?
Most great businesses don't start from people who are trying to start great businesses. I would work on something, get a job, have a full-time job, work on something that you're already good at, and have your ideation be on the side, constantly brewing. It's your side burner of your grill. It's not the meat of what you're doing on a daily basis, but you are always thinking about it, always letting it brew, always letting it cook, and being able to recognize the moment where you can actually start taking more time and put more effort towards it to build it. But if you're sitting around trying to start a business, if you say, I want to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to start a business this year, it's going to be very hard. If you have no idea, if your landscape is wide open and you don't know whether you're going to start a business in transportation or retail or anything, you're not going to get very far. You need to just do what you're good at first,
Yeah.
and let ideas come to you.
Sounds-
Don't go trying to fish them out of the water.
That wraps up our conversation on the power of business ideation. Remember, the best ideas don't always start with a light bulb moment. They start by solving real problems and recognizing opportunities all around you. If you are looking for naming inspiration for your next big idea, visit brandbucket.com to explore a curated marketplace of brandable business names and find the perfect match. We'll see you in the next video.